He's a poet. He's a musician. He's a philosopher. He's a politician. He's a romantic, a family man, an art critic, a landscaper, a realtor, an architect, an actor, a projectionist, a film producer, a mixologist, a boxer, and a serial killer. He's a charismatic, skinny as a twig, lover of the camera, eater of mussels, funny as all hell, in it for the money, with a few quirks, some deep emotional wounds, and delusions of grandeur. That's our serial killer. Hello everybody, my name's Sean Mazeral and welcome to Nocturnal Horrors, and this is not a scene from Man Bites Dog. This is a moment in Belgium when three grown men smash pies in the face of Bill Gates. One of these three men is the co-director of Man Bites Dog, Remy Belvaux. This is the same man who never again made a feature film. This is the same man who committed suicide at age 38. This is the most disturbing part of Man Bites Dog for me. And as I think about the film, I can't help but think only of Bill Gates and pie in real life suicide that overshadows this ridiculously brilliant black comedy. Man Bites Dog was directed by these three men. They starred in it as well. They did editing, they did cinematography, they put in a lot of effort here. They were student filmmakers working on a shoestring budget with a black and white mockumentary style. And although it was Quentin Tarantino and Reservoir Dogs that went on to be the talk of the town, Man Bites Dog won at the 1992 Cannes Film Festival for International Critics' Prize. The film was also banned in several countries and recut for other releases. The ultra-violence that is in this film is indeed warranted, don't get me wrong. It is violent. On the surface, this movie is about a camera crew that follows around a serial killer and the relationship that somehow grows between them. There's an obvious statement about the paparazzi and media in our society in the same way that David Fincher would do in his film, but this is with a much lighter touch. I mean, how often do you get two different camera crews meeting at the same location accidentally like it's a scene out of Shaun of the Dead? And let's not forget the obvious homage from Peter Jackson towards this film.
And donate the proceeds to his wife and kids.
Did you like Behind the Mask? Because if you did, you can thank Man Bites Dog because there is no Leslie Vernon without Man Bites Dog. The style in which these student filmmakers show their brutality and their violence in this film is a thing of beauty. There's extreme hard cuts going from dialogue scenes straight into multiple... The sound of bullets piercing your eardrums like Michael Mann's Heat. At other times, there's voiceover from our serial killer Ben as he does his deeds. There's masterful audio issues and lighting difficulties throughout the entire film because if you're on the run watching someone kill a bunch of people, trust me, the equipment isn't going to be ready and perfect at all times. And I love how they did that. You can tell that they probably had those problems in film school while they were trying to shoot something. And I found it to be a really, really ingenious thing to do for a mockumentary style film. There's the obvious ups and downs from killing kids versus adults versus old people. There's a lot of risk versus reward. There is a lot of things that go into killing people. Who knew? And that doesn't even talk about the disposal of the bodies and where you put them and the techniques that you're going to use so that they can never be found. So much goes into killing people. I mean, it's a lot of work. I love the evolution of the characters going darker and darker during this film. And with all the amazingness that is going on during Man Bites Dog, the filmmakers know that all they need to do is put the camera on Ben, the serial killer, because he is one of the most charismatic, over-the-top ridiculous, funny, irritable, sensational characters I've ever seen in film. His on-screen presence is magic, and the actor who portrays him deserves so much credit. He should have gotten a ton of awards for his acting in this film. I could literally listen to this character talk for hours, and luckily, the character talks a lot in this film.
Si je peux juste me permettre, je...
Tu ne te permets juste rien du tout. Tu vas d'abord me soigner cette mauvaise peau et ensuite tu te permets. Hein? Allez.
The filmmakers knew they had something, and they knew they just had to press record and let it go, because it is masterful. And lucky for us, Ben thinks he knows about absolutely everything that goes on in the world, and that makes for so many different types of conversations about so many different subject matters. He's got his hand in every single pocket of life. How this actor was able to breathe such comedy in such a dark, dark film, I will never be able to understand. It just makes me so happy. You could watch this film once and be like, that is a really dark, disgusting film. And then, like 2 months later, you could watch it again and be like, that is one of the most hilarious comedies I've ever seen. Now, what makes Man Bites Dog even better, and really for me go into a higher level of filmmaking, is these small moments of pain and hurt that we see from the serial killer. This is a man completely callous when it comes to all things related to murder, and then we see the soft sides of him. We see the hurt he gets when someone doesn't want to go have mussels with him for dinner. We see the jealousy. We see the extreme anger in him when someone questions his ability in his trade. That's what I think is really great about this movie. It's not just kill after kill after kill after kill. There is a lot of that. But we have these moments of these purely human traits that we thought this guy didn't have. But he is as human as the rest of us. And that's what's really scary, is that someone who can be such a murderous fiend has these absolute human traits that we all have. Now, am I going to say that I overly empathize and sympathize with a character like this? Am I going to say that I was really rooting for him? Am I going to say that I didn't want any harm to come to him? Not exactly. But I was so willing to go on this journey with this character, with this film crew, whether they're just getting drunk at a bar or doing these murderous things at a rich place or a poor place. It was well worth the ride. Go see this movie. I highly recommend it. I don't think this is a movie for everyone. I also think you should definitely see it again if you've seen it once and you were kind of like, it's okay. I understand and I totally get it. But I think this is a film that's worth multiple viewings. I think this is an important film and I really, really recommend it. All right, thank you so much for being here. I really hope you're enjoying week 2, the most disturbing films of 31 Days of Horror. Please come back tomorrow because there's a whole lot more of disturbing crap that's coming your way.